Lifers and loved ones, welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, we are working out. This is one of my home workouts, so I figured I'd share that with you. And this is just me in my house, not worried about how I look, but loving how I feel and just wanting to get a workout in. So this is not about perfection. This is about progress, and this is about sharing of myself and also looking to help others and to connect with you. So I'll talk you through this home workout, and we'll also have a discussion in the process. Bet. This is going to be kind of a calisthenic based full body mobility style workout with minimum equipment. You do not need a gym membership. You do not need a bunch of equipment. You don't even need a lot of space, but what you do need is discipline and a desire to get it done. So no excuses will be made. Let's jump into it. So what you see me doing is basically I'm just stretching. This is something that I feel in my back as well as in my hamstrings. And again, this is for mobility, and I'm just stretching myself out a little bit as I get into the workout. So that's what's going on here. So what I wanted to talk about was healthy and positive ways to make it through a breakup. All right. As there is a correlation, because that's how I originally discovered fitness and my love for fitness. And this was many, many years ago, and I'm still doing it and I love it. And the reason I do it is about my mental clarity. Like, I feel so much better when I'm working out, and how I end up looking is just a byproduct of that. So no excuses. Let's jump into it. First and foremost, I do have a set of 20-pound dumbbells as well at the house. You'll also see I have a smaller set. I have a 12-pound set that I use as well as resistance bands and things of that nature. So if you don't have any available, feel free to, grab yourself some resistance bands. They help a lot, and they're great to travel with. So with this 20-pound dumbbell, what I'm doing is I'm holding my arms out extended at an angle and just raising my knees up to the dumbbell. This is basically just working my lower abs. So that's the purpose of this exercise, quite literally, is we're targeting the lower abs. And you can definitely feel that. Keep your core nice and tight. Make sure that you're breathing. Always breathe as you're working out. And keep your core nice and tight, like I said, and press through and raise your knees up, and you'll feel that in your lower abs. So that's the purpose of that. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next exercise. But what I wanted to do is also give some love, shed some light on breakups. And if there's anyone who happens to come across this video who has experienced it or who is currently going through it, working out is an excellent way to clear your mind and help, kind of take your mind off things, but give you something to focus on. It gives you a goal and something to work toward as you're going through that transition in your life. All right. So dumbbell jack. So I do these with single dumbbell, but also with two dumbbells. But in this particular case, because of the weight, we just use one and completed a set of dumbbell jacks. And now we're moving on. This targets the shoulder as well as the traps. This is one of those exercises that's a little out of the ordinary. Just make sure that you're not using a weight that is too heavy as not to strain or injure yourself in any way. But find the contraction that works for you. But I definitely, like I said, feel this in my shoulders and in my traps. So that's one I just recently came across, and I enjoy it. So just threw in, a few jump rope revolutions. Now for this, I don't have a lot of space in the room, but I definitely still wanted to get a few revolutions in just to help, with blood flow and help keep me warmed up. So if there's anyone out there who is currently going through a breakup, man, if you're not someone who tends to work out regularly or finds your way into a gym, definitely, even if you're inexperienced or you weren't even necessarily looking to begin a fitness journey, again, fitness isn't always just about the physical aspect. It helps you so much mentally and can be mentally cleansing and beneficial. So keep that in mind. And without knowing the details, just understand that it's just a change in your life. It's the closing of a chapter and the beginning of a new, regardless of the situation. Hopefully it wasn't a breakup that was too mentally draining. Parting ways can be difficult, so I understand that completely. Just do your best to win the day. Focus on the here and now more than the future, and definitely much more than the past. It's just a perfect time for a season of selfishness, time to focus on yourself. Yes, you'll have to do some decompressing. Yes, you'll have to, do some inventory to find out what it is that you could learn from that experience and how you can do better going forward. But just try to, use your energy and channel your energy for something positive. Here you see on your screen, I like to call these prison squats, but I'm actually up on my tippy toes as I was doing those squats. So I'm basically on the balls of my feet, and that helps target that teardrop area on your lower thigh or your lower quad. And keeping in mind, you can also do sissy squats that way, like on your tippy toes. And it helps me because I get a little bit of tenderness in my knee. So that helps kind of take the pressure off and keep me elevated so I can still get some squats in and some lower body work. So here in this exercise, this is just going to be, just an overhead press. I'm down on the ground as to eliminate, any excess swinging and to kind of put more of the pressure on myself to actually push through the movement through my core and not so much using the lower half of my body. So that was the purpose of me being down on the ground. It just eliminates the swinging and forces you to push the weight under your own power. And generally, again, this is more shoulders and traps is where I feel this the most. And we're just moving right along, right back to the crunches, kind of like standing crunches that I do with the dumbbell, which targets the lower ab. So as we're moving through that, just wanted to continue to talk about, the effects of like going through a breakup and, how it can cause you to feel mentally. I know it's, for myself, I'll speak for myself, it kind of puts you in a fog. You know what I mean? Depending on the nature of the relationship and how long you were in a relationship, it takes you a while to adjust. Like you have to adjust, especially if you were like, living together. And like I said, you were together for a significant amount of time. And it's like, they're kind of here today and gone tomorrow, which, by the way, I say that because generally the best way to go about that is kind of a clean break. In my opinion, I'm not very big on, staying in contact with people once, the breakup happens. Once it's done, it's done. I heal better, quicker, faster, and with more clarity when, I have time to myself. So that's how I choose to go about it. But, everyone's process is a little different. And sometimes people have a tendency of wanting to remain friends when they go through a breakup. And I understand that too, because not all breakups are dark or toxic. But for the purposes of healing, I think it's best, even if you want to revisit the possibility of a friendship later, if that's what works for you, it's probably, a good idea to have some time to yourself. So what you just saw on the screen, what I'm doing now is just single arm snatches and giving myself a little bit of a breather and break in between. And we're just going to jump right into the next set. I want to say I tend to stick to about 10 to 12 reps. Sometimes I'll do 20 reps, but I definitely am not necessarily going to failure, but I don't like to stop at 10. And like I said, sometimes depending on the movement, I'll just rep it out. I'll kind of just rep it out as a way of just taxing myself and pushing myself further in the muscle building process. And while building strength, what the body recognizes most and what is most effective for me is time under tension. It's not so much the heaviness of the weight. Form is definitely important to prevent injury, and to make sure that you're getting the most out of the movement. But time under tension, controlling the negative, squeezing and, kind of really feeling it in the muscle, not just going through the motion, but actually feeling the contraction and controlling the top and the bottom of the movement. So here we're just doing some overhead presses, some tricep presses with a single dumbbell. And these burn very, very good for sure. I'm definitely feeling it. I enjoy doing these at home, just repping it out. Like I said, in the tricep, it has 3 heads. And though I don't necessarily have everything I need at the house to target all 3 heads, this is an extremely effective exercise. And this right here, this is just a hit movement, man. This is just me using the weight, almost kettlebell style, but just burning some calories and just feeling that burn. So definitely give this movement a try. I would recommend you're trying it with no weight first, just so you can get the rhythm and the movement down itself so you feel comfortable, because it's a little out of the ordinary. But once you get it and you're just doing floor taps basically, but then you can just add a dumbbell for some additional resistance with that. And again, right back to it, just attacking that lower ab area, making sure that I am squeezing and breathing. It's extremely important when you're working out. Make sure that you're kind of like squeezing and contracting the area that you're working as to target that area. And you want to make sure that you continue to breathe throughout. And we are making it happen. Again, as you can see, it does not take a lot of time. It does not take a lot of space, and it does not take a lot of equipment, but you can still make it happen. And I'm really just enjoying like being in my element and not having to concern myself. You know, I'm free right here for real. So what you're watching me do here on the screen is with the 20-pound dumbbells. These are just some rows, just doing some rowing movements for shoulders. And I feel this in my upper back as well. Again, you want to be mindful. Don't go too heavy, too fast on this, because that's one of those movements. It's definitely easy to like tweak something in your neck or your upper back. And you don't want to like swing the weight. Like you want to be controlling it on the way up and kind of controlling it as you come back down. Time under tension. And here, just some dumbbell jacks. These are 12-pound dumbbells that I got here. And just going through some dumbbell jacks, man. I enjoy those. Again, another HIIT cardio type movement. And it's excellent to be able to implement some cardio type movements in your workouts as you're lifting. Again, I'm kind of all over the place, but this is what feels good to me. This is what allows me to get an effective workout at home. A little bit of calisthenics, a little bit of stretching, you know, throw some jump rope in there for cardio, right? Do some dumbbell jacks and different types of HIIT cardio, but also some weightlifting movements too. So I feel this all over. This is a great, like all around full body workout that you could do at home in probably about 25 minutes or so. And yeah, just making sure, man, if you're in a season right now where you're going through a split or going through a breakup, try your best to stay positive. You want to have a support system in place, a network of friends. It's always helpful to have a confidant, someone that you can trust, to talk to about it. But be careful who you share your business with, because it is a sensitive situation. Not to mention, you want to be respectful of the other person, even if it wasn't necessarily a happy, or a positive situation. You still want to be classy in the process of your breaking up. But just make sure that you're using your energy for something positive and know that things are going to get better. Any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, feel free to drop that down in the comment section. You can also send me an email, man, @bizlifestyle. Check me out on Instagram, man, all lowercase, worthy1212, worthyxii, worthyxii on Instagram. I want to see your pictures. Hit me up on Instagram. So that is going to conclude the workout. You just saw me doing a row movement with the deadlift in there as well. And I pretty much fell out. That was a great workout. Felt that all over. Extremely effective. And it's great to be able to get it done at the house. Always happy to chop it up with y'all. Much appreciation and respect. Thank you for spending time with me. And make sure that you drop it down in the comment section. Give a few of these movements a try. Let me know how it goes, man. Until next time, we out.